Peace. Quick little think fast. Matter of fact, I'll do a quick little bring up a technique that I, in essence, just intuitively channeled, just kind of came to me. I feel like it wasn't so much of a new channel as much as it was an aha moment of all the things I've learned coming together and making the idea pop. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I thought of an exercise to help, open up your pineal gland and help stimulate your pineal gland at the least. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing too. When talking about these things, you have to get that disclaimer, like, hey, I'm not saying that I tell you do this technique and then your pineal gland be open forever. There's levels to it, and it all depends on how calcified different people. To each his own on how calcified your pineal gland is or how uncalcified. Vice versa. But I thought of a technique. You get your quartz wine. Just a normal quartz. I try not to, like with normal regular meditations, dealing with quartz, like when I don't have like no super set intention outside of like what I wanted to do. So say for instance, I try to stay away from different quartz formations except for like the regular laser wines that just kind of just transfer energy compared to like a tabular one that deals with a particular energy, or Isis quartz that deal with a particular energy, you know what I'm saying, or extra terminated quartz that deal with a particular energy, which is good and which you could use them in processes like what I'm explaining. But for a fact, I know because I felt it, you still feel the uniqueness of what it deals with. So if I'm using a telepathy, like a quartz that amplifies telepathy, like a quartz formation that amplifies telepathy, I would be, say for instance, my intention was something besides telepathy. Yeah, I would be getting my intention done, but some form of like, something dealing with telepathy gonna be amplified, or some of that nature. Not that that's nothing bad, but when you're looking for like either answers about a certain thing or you're doing a certain exercise and you need a particular energy, you don't want too much going on. You know what I'm saying? So the laser quartz. Wine, the hex, 6 sides. Y'all know what a hex is. Before I go in that hex, if you look at this good, you could almost turn it into a cube. You look at it good. And a hex, when you put a hex on somebody, you putting them in that black box of Saturn. You know what I'm saying? A hex is 6 sides, and a cube has 6 sides. And putting hex on people, Saturn energy, all that is tied together. Your melanin. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they get like the skin is the sin, and you got a hex on you, you know what I'm saying, 666. That's a carbon molecule. The hex is the black box, you know what I'm saying, that you're boxed in, you know what I'm saying. In essence, it stands for 6, but when using the terminology hex, that's what it mostly stands for. But anyway, this exercise is for your pineal gland, and what you're doing is, I want you to take the quartz and put it like in this area, like right in between the eyebrows. And what I want you to do, because another thing too, and I think I have a video on that, I'm pretty sure I do, about the piezoelectricity of quartz and tourmaline. But quartz definitely, and piezoelectricity, basically what piezoelectric mean is basically by squeezing quartz or tapping it, it gives off electrical surges or electrical charges. And matter of fact, I even have a story that I talked about where I used to wear quartz and somebody tapped it, like it was like, oh, that's a cool piece of quartz, and walked up to me and tapped my pendant. That's why I don't let people touch my stuff no more. But they tapped my pendant and I blacked out, you know what I'm saying? When I come back and look at it, I'm like, all right, he just kind of tapped it just enough to where, and I was kind of new to crystals too at the time, and it sent a little piezoelectric surge through the quartz, and it kind of just like, oh, threw me off. And I can't remember whether my quartz was hanging, where the point was down or up, because that also makes a difference. When you're wearing a piece of quartz, if it's facing down, It's bringing those higher energies down to the lower chakras. If it's facing up, then it's raising the kundalini out of the lower chakras to the higher chakras. So remember that that's something very key as well. But back to the exercise. I want to put the quartz, on that part. Then you take your back finger like this, and you just tapping it, just like that. Now that's part of the exercise. The other part of the exercise is making either the Om sound or some type of humming, because vibration stimulates the pineal gland. That's why a lot of for sure, like, and it was other reasons why our language got taken away from us during slavery and other things, but for sure, because our indigenous tongue, a matter of fact, you could look at people that kind of got more older languages, or like things like Sanskrit, where a lot of words are gonna have like a rolling, like a roll to it. That rolling noise and sound is actually stimulating the pineal gland. So every time you're talking with that roll and vibrating, that's stimulating your pineal gland. So remember that. So with this exercise, you're gonna be taking this quartz and tapping it. And, and you could at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes is just like the norm for just calling yourself doing something. Like, that's kind of like, if you want to call yourself at least trying, 5 minutes is like the bare minimum, like, for trying anything. You know what I'm saying? If you can't give it 5, and that's real, like, if you can't give it 5 minutes, then that, and it is what it is, and that's saying what it is about the situation. But you want to do it for about 5 minutes at least, you know what I'm saying? But it's all personal preference, how long you feel you need to do it. Because you may be doing it and you get ready to stop, and your intuition like, nah, might curse out and be like, do this about 20 more minutes. You tripping, you better look, stay with this crystal to your eyes. So it all depends on, our own personal, unique vibrational signature, which I got a video on that as well. And matter of fact, because I'm doing these videos off of my phone and not a laptop, I used to have the little ID cards, the little emblem with the eye, the little circle eye that used to be at the top of the videos where it'll reference the older videos. But that's why I'm just speaking on them, because now at this point I tag my videos so good that, like, say for instance, if you're looking for something about solfeggio tones, I just did a Instagram post about that. If you're looking for a video from me about that, just type in universal frequencies and solfeggio. If you're looking for indigo children, a video with me and indigo children, just type in indigo children universal frequencies and it should pop up. So I do have most things tagged to where if it's not in the ID card section as I'm talking on the video, it'll be pretty easy to search. So that's why I'm bringing up these old videos. But definitely, and if y'all haven't noticed, like, I drop little, like, the subject could be about, like, how I'm making this video about just this, but I done talked about 2 or 3 other things as well, and that's how most of my videos are. They got little secret jewels and gems, in them. And it's kind of like I allow my YouTube channel to filter people out where, if you got a short attention span and you don't, you filter yourself away from the information, because it's free game. And free game is not meant for everybody, and that's why indirectly my channel and the way it's set up filter people out. And then the way things are, like, if you have that much of a short attention span, then you're not for one, you're not I don't know of anyone that meditates constantly and keeps a constant short attention span. Like, because even being in the matrix, yeah, it could kind of try to pop up on you, but you're still kind of full and consciously aware of, your attention span in essence. So, with that being said, people kind of filter themselves out from my channel, so if somebody feeling like, oh man, I can't deal with the, what I'm talking about, and, and the way you're delivering the information on this, you filter yourself out from some good gems, you know what I'm saying? But rightfully so, that means you're not ready for the information. there's no mistakes in this universe. There's no coincidences. It's all synchronicity. So if anything is happening, it's supposed to happen. And that's whether baby's dying at birth, whatever it is. It's not no, oh, it was a mistake and why so and so. We sign soul contracts before we come down. That soul that occupied that baby in this physical realm for about 2 minutes or whatever, like, you know, a stillbirth, whatever is matter of fact, whatever karma following that person, and that soul decided to, you know, come into the world for just that long, you know, whatever lesson had to be learned, you know what I'm saying? Because you thinking about it from a human perspective, but you don't know, like, there's so many lessons you can learn from a soulful level on just doing, you know, like different manifestations, you know, on a human level, you know what I'm saying? Like, one soul might be like, I want to be able to deal with all types of bodies. Let's say, for instance, a soul like, I want to be a white person, black person, Indian person, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Throughout, you know what I'm saying? It's all different. But before I go on rants off the subject, I just want to share that with y'all. You know, tapping the piece of quartz on the pineal. And, and preferably too with your right hand, or if you're right-handed, then your left hand. But basically, you want to do it with your hand that pushes out energy, not your receiving hand, which for most people is your left hand, but your right hand, which pushes out energy. I'm using my left for this video because I got my camera in my other hand, obviously. But you know, and you want to visualize, you know, energy moving from, you know, energy like moving up the arm, you know what I'm saying, and into the quartz, you know, and going into the pineal gland, and visualize it being decalcified. Like, visualize little flakes of white stuff falling off of your pineal. Like, honestly though, but that is part of what the pineal does, you know. Like, the more you could visualize, the more you could actually, you know, matter of fact, I get on that on another level, but like scale of waves and light, but like our visualization can manipulate matter, you know what I'm saying? That's the Philosopher's Stone, that's the Ark of the Covenant, you know what I'm saying? That all these little ancient texts got y'all thinking it's some damn artifact or something. It's an artifact. The artifact is you, is us, you know what I'm saying? But peace, happy now. Now is the vibrate. The rate at which we vibe in. We don't go too far in the future. But not go too far in the past. When right now, you see. Peace and blessings, y'all.